Who had far and away one distinct style?
Like how many points different?
Well, there, you just look at, I mean, there could be 5 times, it could be 80 points,
Oh.
basically, if
Really,
you,
you're saying really lopsided.
but really lots, if you just, look
No,
at your
I'd have-
scores and it just jumps out at you. That's good.
1
That's good. That means that all of us are moving towards being somewhat balanced. Now, what do you think that I got the highest score on? Which one of those 3? 4, coaching, guiding, facilitating, or presenting?
Coaching.
For your
Coaching,
Presenting.
coaching and presenting were right within one number of each other. And my other 2 were just a couple of numbers behind. I've had lots of experience. But I do know when I do this, when I read these things, when I typed them up, that there were some of them that I was more comfortable with. So Sharon, what is the thing that, the style that you're least comfortable with?
I am least comfortable with guiding.
Me
Okay,
too.
So-
Anything which one's, okay, I got it.
guiding, the words are there.
20,
Paul, what about you?
I got it.
Guiding? Marilyn?
Guiding, yeah, you might ask how people are guiding.
How many people that guiding is your least?
Way low.
All right. Sharon, Susan, I'm sorry. I just can't read
Oh,
that.
sorry,
No, I know, but I know
We'll make
everybody's
it bigger
name.
next time.
Okay, what was
Mine
your
was
least?
presenting.
Okay, that's actually good to have someone say that it's presenting. So that Susan could be sitting there, if I could project, and thinking, oh shit, I gotta do this, and I gotta do it in front of 25 people, and I gotta create new exciting activities, and she could be feeling pretty uncomfortable. Because so far tonight, you've seen a lot of presenting, but you've also seen, I think, active participation. But that could be very unsettling for somebody who says, that's not my thing. So, what was your best style?
Facilitating.
Facilitating. So when you go and work on the team on your module, what are you gonna say to your team? No, Steve, I'm about 20 minutes early.
Okay.
We're way ahead of
Never mind.
time. Okay.
I'm practicing.
Yeah, no, so I would,
Getting it.
Steve is practicing. Yeah.
We said 5.
So when you get on a team with somebody from the leadership committee, are you gonna remember to go back and say, you know, when we had that trainer, I really found out that presenting is not my thing.
Oh, I've always known.
Oh, okay, but you've known that, you know that about yourself, but you do know what you're positive, what things you would do well at. So you bring that strength and you know, you identify what that less than strength is. Because I don't want to say weakness, because probably all of us, since we've been professionals, or every single one of us has been a teacher, because every single one of us is a
Parent.
yes. And so whether you have a certificate from the state of California that says you're a teacher, everyone who's a parent teaches in some way. And you probably find that you teach your children in all these 4 domains. Sometimes you lecture them. That's the voice you use. You lecture them. Sometimes you facilitate their learning by asking them questions. Sometimes you'll give them an example of something. You'll guide them. And sometimes maybe you're the real coach. You're the Little League coach, or you're the Brownie leader, or you're one of those things. So who feels that does anyone in the group feel that there's something that you just can't do? Of these 4 domains, is there something you just feel like, I can't do it? Good. That's great, because that means that we all have have some parts of ourselves that can do all these things. And so during a Leading with a Jewish Heart session, we will be coaching and guiding and facilitating and presenting. And if you just look at the next page, I just want to point out a couple of things, and one of them I will actually read from this page, even though I know you can read, is that there's a difference between presenting and training. Presenting is just giving all the information, and you've decided what's important. When I was a high school teacher and I had a lecture to give, I gave it. I was the big kahuna. I made that decision. But training emphasizes the learner's opportunity. So we're not just, and these are very minor semantic differences, so, I mean, there's no gospel on any of this. But training requires more interaction. It requires more focus on the learner. It requires you thinking about the person sitting there, what's in it for me? When we put this session together, we talked about it. What's in it for the executive committee? What's in it for the leadership committee? And really trying to develop an understanding of what your needs might be or what we might determine your needs to be. And one of the things I didn't say in the introduction was that for this 2-hour session, if you counted all the people hours from the leadership committee, we've probably put in between 50 and 60 hours just planning these 2 hours. Now, we're not saying that in Leading with a Jewish Heart, which is 3 hours, that you have to exponentially go to 100 hours, but to fail, my favorite thing is to fail to prepare is to prepare to fail. And even if you're doing something you're slightly uncomfortable with, if you've planned ahead, if you've planned like what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna do, I have presented, can't even start to tell you in my lifetime how many times I've presented, but I gotta tell you what I have in my binder that you don't have in your binder. And it says, Sandy's notes, the things that I wanna make sure and not miss. So there's nothing wrong with having a very good set of notes, making notes as you go along, things you think of. And one of the nice things is making notes as soon as you finish with the session, the things that you want to remember to do the next time, or something that you want to correct. Then you do have that little piece that I gave you in your binder that I just referred to, and it has a couple things on it, and you can read the back. And the back is just some quick guides to a successful training. I'm not going to take the time to go through that. But some people do get nervous. And I had another piece that I did not put in here, but if anybody would like me to send you on some ideas for specific nervous symptoms, I'm more than happy to send that as a follow-up. I also did send you in the invite, I included 3 articles on adult learning, because adult learning is different than kid learning. We all know that. You're gonna have, in Leading with a Jewish Heart, very talented people. You're gonna have people that have a lot of skills. And you wanna and that could make you more nervous, but on the other hand, it makes the audience receptive to what you're doing. So, with that, let's turn our focus to the content of the course. Would anybody like me to send you on what to do if you're nervous with the executive committee? Does anybody feel comfortable if I sent that to you? Would it be helpful? Susan? Okay, only Susan gets it, because only Susan nodded her head. No, I'll send it to everybody. I'm also going to send you one more piece that's called presentation skills, and it's a real nice basis out of Big Dog Training. And it's very colorful and helpful. So with that, let's look at the content. And with that, we'll go